Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I'm going to be demoing and showing you a little app that I've been kind of vibe coding, and it's called Pre-Pro Studio so far. And it's all about pre-production. It's to help you storyboard, plan your shots, script, um, come up with characters, create a shot list, create a bid, and also pump out a call sheet. Call sheet. So let's jump in. I'll show you what I'm doing. All right. So yeah, here it is. I call it Pre-Pro Studio. You come in, you create your project. So at the top, you'll see that you have your nodes, script, storyboard, shot list, call sheet, and VFX. This VFX is basically for planning VFX and also bidding. So the first thing you do, the cool thing about this thing is it's procedural. So if I create something, it goes all the way down the line. So I don't have redundant like tasks where I'm having to copy and paste stuff from different things, which is a common problem. So if you're someone that you could start anywhere in this process if you wanted, and you could only use one part of it if you want to, because the cool thing is everything in here can be exported out as a PDF. Your storyboards can be exported as PDFs. Your shot list can be exported out. Your call sheets, once you see that, can be delivered, and your bids. So as CSVs or PDF files. So if you start here though, you can add characters. And I made this section so that you can kind of think about what's happening in your story. So if this is Jim, oh geez, and there might be some bugs, so we're going to find out. So Jim, and then you want to add his motivation. So maybe Jim, and you node connect these into each other. So what is his motivation? You could say it's money. This is to help you think about your characters and what they're doing, and what are the actions he takes to get money. He steals, okay? And then you'll have some type of conflict with that action. Then you can add other characters that come into this. So we have Bob, and then Bob's motivation is maybe he wants to like prove himself, right? It's to help you think about like what are these characters doing, and you connect these dots. And you can also click on these and hit D to duplicate. So if you don't want to, if he has the same if he has the same actions, but you can change it. So maybe his is prove himself, and the action he takes is he's good at his job. And Bob, oh, I didn't name him up here. Whoops. Bob, in fact, is maybe a cop. So now we can see that we're going to have a conflict between these two characters. You can come in here and connect them into here. And then you have like the conflict, like what's going to happen in this conflict, and between these two opposing ideologies, right? So that's kind of cool. You can also, if you double click on any of these nodes, they will unlink. And then, yeah, when that happens, you can do a so then. And a so then is essentially just like consequences based on that, and then a resolution. And that's like the end of your film. Like, how does this whole thing get resolved? And you can node connect all of these. And it's just a way to map out your brain and see what's happening. But here's the cool part. So now that once you create characters specifically in your script, when you go over to your characters, you'll see that we have them created. So now you have this, your first scene, right? And when you come in here, let's just name this, let's name this Utah. That's where it's from. And then you say, okay, we're Utah. We're going to come into this little format, hit action, and we're just going to say a car drives up, right? So now we have something that's happening. And now let's add in, Jim. And so now we have a dialogue. Hey. So we have his dialogue, and then we can add Bob in here, and he says, hey. And then maybe another action. They smile. So this is all pretty like basic, like script stuff. Some cool things in here though is I created this thing called plot points, and it's this dialogue. If you click down here, what this is it's kind of the emotions that you're wanting to convey throughout the different acts. So you can come in here and you can add a bunch of different scenes. So here's all of our scenes, and you can say, okay, the scene starts here, and then maybe you find out something maybe good happens, like, oh, you think something good's gonna happen, and then you find out, oh no, a bad thing happened, right? Low point, like it goes below the low point of the film. They maybe get hope. This happens all the time in movies, and then you think they're gonna succeed. Just kidding. It's actually worse than before. This happens all the time, and then they somehow overcome. So here's like a common like story arc, and as long as this beginning is usually ending at a different place. If a character stays the same, that's boring. So, and you can come in here and name these whatever you want. So it doesn't have to be exciting, normal, and sad, like homeostasis or whatever. And this isn't done yet, but this will also make it so that these nodes will, right now it's only to the end node, but it'll make it so that the curve will change and give you kind of like a basic thing, but it helps you just visualize it. I thought that was pretty cool. But you'll see that all of the scenes that were created are created in our scenes, which is really cool. And so you can be like, oh yeah, when does that scene happen? It happens in the bedroom, right? You have something that happens there, and you can add an action, crying in room, you know. And the other fun thing about this is if you go into your scenes, you can in fact reorder these. So if you're like, I actually wanted the bed scene to happen before the Utah scene, and it brings all the actions and characters and dialogue that happen with that scene. Cool, right? So you can export that. I thought it was cool. The more locations you make, it also categorizes those, which can also be kind of procedural and go down the line for like location scouting and whatnot. So, okay, so we could save this, and now let's go over into storyboards. So now you can see each page is actually a scene. I have to change it so it says scenes. But yeah, you'll see that it has those locations, and it starts with that bedroom. And the other cool thing about this being procedural is those actions that we wrote in, crying in the room, there it is. By default, it will have one that's empty, and you can delete it if you'd like, but it brings over your actions. I haven't had it bring in the dialogue or the characters yet because that can span over several shots. So I just thought the action can at least have one board, and you can even duplicate it. So now I want to show you some of the cool features in here. Obviously, you can name your project. So cop guy. You can choose the date. We're going backwards in time. Now we'll go forward. And the other cool thing is you can change the aspect ratio, and you'll watch that it will actually change ultra wide. All of these images. So let me show you some cool thing. You can add scenes. You can import images. So I can click right here and be like, I want to import. I'm going to find some. There we go. Some images, and it'll give you dialogue. And voila, it's imported our images into here. You can also import individual images. You can hide the notes. I'll show you the bid mode in just a second. So if you can make it smaller if that's in the way. Another cool thing is you have these guides, which is fun, like rule of thirds, if you ever want to turn that on. Center cross, golden ratio, diagonal lines. But I can turn it off, and you can also draw on top of your boards. Yay! Or you can add a new one, and you can draw and create your own boards if you'd like. All this you can go into full screen mode as well. The photo mode isn't ready yet, but eventually you'll be able to turn on your camera, and if you ever want to take some photos and kind of move your body in the right place, you can quickly do storyboards that way. Palette. So this is another cool thing that I'm going to do right here. So palette, a lot of times you'll have a storyboard, and then you have like a color palette board where you're essentially creating a color look for your film. And so I thought this was something cool that you could have if you wanted to create maybe a style that is unique to your film. And it's good to also just be like, you can have this palette, and you can help with like set dressing and everything else. You can apply it to all the others. So if I open my palette, you'll see that it is there. You can hide your palettes, show your palettes. Yeah, and if you go into full screen mode, you can in fact save your palette. Call it cop again or whatever, see. And so later you can apply that palette to other boards if you'd like. Pretty cool. Another cool thing is, yes, you can reorder your shots by moving them up and down. That's handy. And it does move all of your actions and all of the things that you've added to it. dialogue, you type that in. Oh, so camera notes, this is really cool. So we also have these handy little arrows that you click on if you're like a pan right, pan left, tilt up, tilt down, dolly in, dolly out. This is just handy for, helping you describe what's going on in arc. Anyway, really handy if you wanted to ever put these in. I think I will use these a lot so I can describe the camera movement and everyone else can see the arrows and know what's going on. We then have, this is really cool, VFX little tags. So if I wanted to also use these boards for on-set, which is commonly used, and I know that in this shot on these storyboards, we're going to use CG or green screen VFX or color, you can tag it and it'll do these little icons, and later that'll come in handy when you're on set and you can be like, we have to make sure we set up the green screen or we have to capture something for CGI. The other cool thing is for us VFX people is you can do a little bid. So if I turn on the bid mode, and you don't have to turn this on right now, but you can have this on to see kind of where your total is. You can choose the department that you're going to need for this shot. So we're like, we need concept design, and that's $300. Hit add. And we need, let's just say, where's my match move? Oh, I got it. Oh, there it is, match move. And that's going to be $500. And so it's giving us a grand total at the bottom. It's also doing the total up here. And we're like, oh, this one also needs some VFX, green screens, and all this stuff. I can come in here. I need some compositing, and that's $500. And it's texturing, and that's $500, right? So now you're seeing like, okay, it's going to give you average, per frame, $900. I mean, because I didn't put in the frame range, but your total bid. And the cool thing is, of course, you can come in here and export your VFX bid as a CSV file. Or you can, and then you can export your board size as a PDF, and it's all there. That's really handy dandy. So let's say, and again, I haven't even gone through all the scenes. So you'd have, someone drawing storyboards, pasting them. You can paste images in here, which is handy too. So you don't have to, you don't have to draw in here. You don't have to even import images. You can draw in Photoshop, copy, paste, like screen grab, and put them in, and they will come in just fine. So that's pretty sweet. Oh, we just found a bug. Looks like we did find a bug. Something happened to my images, didn't save. That's all right. We'll take care of it. So we're just going to add, not that guy. Okay, we'll add this in. So, yep, we found a quick bug, and that's all right. So I'm just going to quickly come in here and just pretend like I added this. So again, the cool thing is with this, it is all procedural. So now let's save this and let's go to our shot list. So this is going to be for when you're preparing for production and you need to add a shot list. Storyboard mode, you need everything in chronological order, but when you're shooting, you shoot based on location, talent, certain things. So you can add a production day and you can drag your shots into whatever day. And let's say, and the color is based on the scene. So you know that, oh, the red shot is actually from a different scene. So, but it's the same location, and you might just have to move some props around or change the lighting because it's supposed to be a different day or something like that. So you're able to bring in whatever scenes you want. There is a lunchtime, and if you ever try to move your times onto this, you'll see what will happen. Come on, do it. Conflict. It'll say, hey, you can't put that there because that's conflict. But you can move these shots around. You can reorder them. Come on, now do it. There we go. We can reorder shots and all this fun stuff. There's a lot more things you can change. The lunchtime, the day, the talent, add locations, crew. There'll be a whole nother section for crew and talent, but I didn't make that yet just because my brain has slowly been expanding on this thing and making more and more things. And you can, of course, export it. We'll save it. And yeah, and then within each of these, while you're on set, you can open up this shot list and you can check shots off. So AD, assistant director, would hopefully be here on set, and they would open this part of the software up and they would just check off shots as you're capturing them, and they can make notes and everything within there and save it. And the cool part is it actually also pumps out a call sheet. So the call sheet's really handy dandy. If you ever need to send this out to your cast and crew the night before, you can fill in everything else. But how cool is that? And you can print it as a PDF. So, and lastly, so now you're into post-production. And because this is all linked and shots have been tagged with certain things, you can come in here and you can export your bids out. You can even come in here and be like, we need to add more things into our bid. So you can come in here and add just more departments. And another cool thing that we can do is you can add in assets. So if you ever have a show LUT, which is for the whatever project you're working on, they can upload a cube file, show LUT that everyone has access to. So VFX artists, I would have them have access to some of this, but without seeing maybe budget. So you're not seeing everyone's budgets, but yeah, you could just have assets in here, references for the shot that you want. If you had specific assets for this shot, you could upload them here if you captured them on set. And then you also have a cool way of creating team members. So I could create Bob, and let's just give like Bob at, doesn't really matter. And let's say Bob is, in fact, since we did layout, I'm going to check layout and I'm going to check compositing and I'm going to add the team member. And what you can do is, let's see if we can find, where's Bob? There's Bob. So he's in layout and you'll see that he's also in compositing. And you can drag his name on top of projects. So if you built a whole team and you save this, save the team members, and I could just drag him into this. You can also come right here and add people in to the team. So if you have multiple people, maybe the top one would be whoever's in charge of the shot, like the lead would be assigned to that. And then the team underneath, you would add a bunch of team members to it. You could add notes in here, production planning. So this is like the status of the shot. What's the priority, the complexity? You could put estimated hours, how many frames is this shot? Let's say it's 200 frames, revisions, client notes. And then you also have like deliverables, specifications. So delivery date, format, all of this stuff that you can put in here. And then also, who do we deliver it to? So is it the VFX soup? You could have a name and tag someone in it. Wow, that's a lot of stuff, right, guys? And that was just for one shot. Cool thing is you can export this all out as a bid or a CSV file. And you can do this for every shot. And it's really handy because then it also helps you, if you're a solo artist, even you could use this just to bid your own projects. So that's as far as I've gotten with this project. Let me see if I can go back to me. So yeah, that's as far as I've gotten on this little app. More to do on it, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys and get your thoughts. Is this cool? Is this not cool? I literally built it because I thought this would be something that I would actually use. So anyway, let me know down in the comments below. See ya.